2 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, half of a teaspoon of baking soda, half of a teaspoon of salt. Whisk all of your dry ingredients together until well combined. The recipe calls for 1 1/4 cup of buttermilk, so I am making my own buttermilk. This is 1 1/4 cup of whole milk, brain fart, and then I just add about a tablespoon or so of vinegar, distilled white vinegar, and then stir that around and let this sit on your counter for about 5 minutes, and there you have it. You have some homemade buttermilk. Grab another cup and then add 1/4 cup of whole milk. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Grate 1 whole stick of butter, and it needs to be cold. So you can shove it in the freezer for about an hour if you have room temperature butter, or I shoved this in the refrigerator overnight so it is nice and cold. And what I want you to do is grate the entire stick of butter into your dry ingredient bowl. Once all of your cold butter is grated into your bowl with your dry ingredients, just sift it all together until well combined. Once your buttermilk has sat for 5 minutes, slowly add in to the mixture. And the thing is with biscuits, if it is too wet, you need to add more flour. If it's too dry, you have to add more milk. And I like to just fold the buttermilk in to my dough mix. Now here is that 1/4 cup of milk. Here's some of that flour. I'm gonna set some aside because I am going to flour my surface. And then we're just gonna flour our surface. Here we go. Pour it on your floured surface. So for the fun part, now that my dough pretty much where I want it to be, flour your rolling pin and then roll this dough out like that. And then we're gonna cut it and we're gonna stack, cut and stack, and do this for about 5 or 6 times. And what we're actually doing here is we're making those buttery, flaky layers that you see in biscuits. So cut and stack and roll. I like to roll my dough out to about a 1/2 inch thick. Take your biscuit cutter and start cutting. And then I take the extra dough pieces and I stack and roll again. Nothing goes to waste. I like to cook my biscuits in a cast iron pan. I like to butter my dish that I'm baking any of my biscuits in. Butter it, whether it's a cast iron pan, glass pan, metal pan, I don't care. Butter that baby. Go ahead and start adding your biscuits. Mix your egg wash, well, it's your water and your egg together until well combined. Don't fling it everywhere like I am.